Hello guys, my name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel or you come to visit me from time to time, please subscribe and demonstrate your solidarity. And today I want to share with you some really good information, and on my channel, not being a professional military vlogger without a map, I try to connect you to the things that Ukrainians, ordinary Ukrainians, consider important, worry about, are feeling happy about, and so that you can feel Ukraine more. And today I want to speak about the success of Ukrainian counteroffensive, and I think this is a very important message that we can spread, because there are still people who doubt, should we help Ukraine? Is it possible to win this war? Yes, it is extremely possible, and there are things that we demonstrate very vividly. If you remember, for almost a half of the year, the word Bakhmut, the name of Ukrainian city, became extremely popular. It was both a symbol of tragedy and a symbol of resilience, and sometimes it was even difficult to understand what's happening in Bakhmut. Russians claimed they took it. Ukrainians protected heavily. Prigozhin was focused to demonstrate his success, but joined the majority of Russian oppositioners pretty expectedly, I cannot say unexpectedly. And then for some time Bakhmut went out of headlines, and recently we've learned about an extremely successful operation of Ukrainian counteroffensive that I want to share with you. It started in Andriivka, which is a small village close to Bakhmut. This is a non-existent village, and we have to understand that at the moment Bakhmut is no more a city because of Russian brutality. This is a totally destroyed land, and I try not to think about that. I try not to speak about that, because we have to remain motivated, we have to fight, we have to be optimistic. That's the only way to survive. But when you see the evidence of war, when you see what Russian terrorists are doing to Ukrainian infrastructure, not even mentioning human lives, this is a great tragedy, and I don't know how can all of that be ever rebuilt, reconstructed, and returned to normal. If you have any ideas, share them in comments, but what I do sometimes, I honestly try to avoid thinking about that. So at the moment, Bakhmut is totally destroyed, but it's important from the strategic point of view for further moves within counteroffensive. It's the land, it's the position. And Ukrainian 3rd Assault Brigade, which consists of veterans. So unusual that we already have veterans of 2014 war, and it lasts for 9 years already, and Russia is a terrorist state. And if you support this and you're not yet subscribed, please do. Informational warfare is real, and this way you help us fight it, and it's important. So this 3rd Brigade managed to surround 72nd Russian Brigade of Russian Armed Forces, or better say Russian Org Forces, that was located there for some period of time. And what is really important, Ukrainians always demonstrate their humane approach to everything, using drones and loudspeakers. They announced that we advise you to surrender, to give up, and we will give you life. And many Russian soldiers surrounded in Avdiivka actually chose and agreed to give up, and thus saved their lives. Good. Ukrainians don't treat prisoners of war the way Russians do, because we are not terrorists. We are simply cleaning and returning back our territories. But some remained, and of course they perhaps joined Prigozhin troops in hell. One head of intelligence services of the brigade, a couple of commanders, and a lot of soldiers, and a lot of weapons and machines and other things. And Ukrainian armed forces share some videos on YouTube that they are allowed to. And I think one of the most important things is that even during such operations, returning back Ukrainian territories, cleaning us from invaders, we remain human and we give them an option. But in general, I think that every Russian who came to kill in Ukraine is a legitimate target, because what was they doing here? What are they doing here? They have so much job to do inside Russia, so many things to change, so many things to repair, but they have decided to come loot, rape and kill in Ukraine, and for that you have to be punished. So with this special operation in Andriivka, Ukrainian armed forces managed to strengthen our position around Bakhmut, and many Russian troops that are located there are extremely exhausted and they lack artillery. Despite the fact that Russia has military factories, they use them very actively to kill Ukrainians, and they cannot have enough time to supply. Difficult logistics because of successful operations that Ukrainians conduct in Crimea and on temporarily occupied territories that break Russian logistics chains. But also they lack artillery in general, and now they have new ally, North Korea. Tell me who your friend is and I'll tell you who you are. So Kim Jong-un is a new friend of Putin. Oh my God. If you agree this is crazy and you're not yet subscribed, please do. And I think they will start supplying them, but I'm not sure this is the road to success. And such operations demonstrate that Ukrainian counteroffensive is actually successful. We conduct it still without F-16s, still without long-range missiles, and we have so many things to boast. Look at the Crimea. It's military bases, Russian military bases are burning. We return village by village, forest by forest. All of that is important, and Ukraine can return back to normality only after we get back to the borders of 1991 and Putin's regime collapses. If you agree with that, please help spread this message and persuade people that we still need your support, because we're fighting not just for Ukraine. Believe me, Russia is a global threat and it has to be stopped and it has to be changed. And I'm sure we can do it together. So once again, thank you for spreading these messages. Thank you for your likes, for your comments and advice that you share. Thank you for buying me coffees and becoming my patrons. That is a true blessing and I'm super grateful. Subscribe to my Instagram, Threads, Twitter and Discord. Check our merch, it's really nice. And most importantly, thank you for standing with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!